Thank you, Madam Chairman. I'd like to, thanks to everyone who participated in the Info Tour, which was held October the 15th and 17th. It was a great opportunity for the citizens to see the behind-the-scenes look at the working of the parish infrastructure and services. Special thanks to Renee and Tristan, who put all this thing together and organized it. How many people do we actually have, Renee?
Like 18.
All right, you want to give a little report, Barry?
I'm sorry. I'm actually working the camera, so you won't be able to see me. But we had about 18 people go on both the tours. Of course, we do this in the spring. We try to do it on a Saturday and a Sunday at that time, and then we do it in the fall as well. We have tours for West Bank and East Bank. West Bank tours go to the EOC, the Animal Shelter, and the new Everyday Dufresne Community Center, and then we head on to the Destrehan Wastewater Treatment Plant and the waterworks over there, as well as Cross Bayou. And then on the West Bank, it's the same exact thing, except we switch those out with the Luling Waterworks, the Cousins Pump Station, and the oxidation pond. So it's a really good opportunity for folks that maybe have not seen some of these infrastructure items to kind of get a good idea of what our parish employees do day in and day out and kind of how the parish works. So I encourage everybody out there in the community, if you haven't been, we have a good time. We've added lunch to this tour, so it was really good. And just come out, just keep an eye out. We'll do it again in the spring. So,
thank you, Renee. Myself, Mr. Bowe, Ms. Schexnayder, and Ms. Benedetto attended the NACO Gulf Coast Regional Caucus meeting. It was held in Biloxi last week. The purpose of the meeting was to promote a clear understanding of the mutual problems of the Gulf Coast parishes and their citizens, to establish a single source of information concerning counties and parish government in the Gulf region, and to advocate on behalf of those residents in the Gulf Coast parishes before federal and state governments and other county officials. This group was very, very active in repealing the NFIP too, so we will be working on a solution and where we want these rates to be before FEMA actually come out with the new rates. The Canadian Railroad crossing closure at Almond Boulevard, the Canadian National Railroad crossing at Almond Boulevard and Destrehan, that's the one closest to the river, will be closed through traffic through 6 a.m. October 23rd until approximately noon on October 26th for track replacement work. During this time period, no vehicles will be able to cross. Almond Boulevard will remain open to local traffic on either side. So if you live north of the railroad track, you got to exit Highway 51. If you live south of the railroad track, you got to exit River Road. We try to get them to open one side at a time, but the way they fabricate these big sections that you actually cross, they do it in one section. So they got to close the whole track down. And if we miss this opportunity to do it at this time, and no telling when we're going to get those that crossing repaired, which is getting to be pretty bad. St. Charles Parish will host our Veterans Day luncheon from 10 a.m. until 1:30 on November 6th at the Everyday Dufresne Community Center. Entertainment will be provided by the National World War II Victory Bells Vocal Trio, performing World War II musical classics. Attendees will also hear from an inspirational guest speaker and Vietnam veteran, Lieutenant Cleve McCleary, a Silver Star and Bronze Star recipient. All veterans residing in St. Charles Parish is invited to attend, and for more information, you can call 783-5182. I'd also like to mention that this very special young man that's coming in, Mr. McCleary, is being sponsored by Mr. J.B. Falgo, who's paying his expenses, his speaking fee, and also putting him up in the hotel for a couple of days. So really appreciate that. And that concludes my report, Madam Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. St. Pierre. Any questions or comments for Mr. St. Pierre? Oh,
One more item.
More piece?
With the Ebola issue going on, we thought we'd let you all know, and also the viewing audience and the citizens of St. Charles know, what are we doing to follow up on that issue.
Good evening. I'm Ron Perry, the OEP Director for St. Charles Parish, here to provide you with a briefing on our Ebola response plan. The Governor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness GOSEP Director Kevin Davis has designated the Parish OEP Director, myself, as the main point of contact for Ebola-related issues. A state Ebola plan annex has been drafted and distributed to all parishes in the state. All parishes in the state are being asked to conduct an Ebola-related meeting and/or tabletop drill within their jurisdictions for first responder organizations. St. Charles Parish will conduct meetings with all local organizations on October the 27th. The state has a lead on decontamination and disposal of items that are suspected of coming in contact with the Ebola virus. The state has hired a contractor for this purpose who will work under the oversight of the Department of Health and Hospitals and LDEQ. Training materials for first responders are being prepared and should be available this week. St. Charles Parish Emergency Preparedness will distribute these materials to all first responder organizations within the parish as soon as they are made available. Following the meetings with first responder organizations, St. Charles Parish will conduct a meeting with parish industry to ensure full communications on this issue. The Department of Health and Hospitals, Office of Public Health, Infectious Disease Epidemiology Section has the lead for assessment and confirmation of Ebola cases in Louisiana. The U.S. Coast Guard has the lead for establishment of protocols for the screening of foreign vessels to prevent infected ships from entering Louisiana waters. Are there any questions that I can answer?
Any questions from the council? Thanks for the report. We appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.